everyone, today I'll be reviewing this new movie dropped on Netflix called Love and Leashes. And this movie starring Zhang Li Han, and this movie is a romantic comedy movie from Korea, and I have no idea what this movie was about. So when I saw this movie, I was like, especially if you see the first act for this movie, it's definitely very funny. So I was like laughing so hard, it's so funny. Although I guess this movie is based on it's a genre itself, which I have no idea about this genre. It's called SDM or something like that. So this movie it is like you can take it like it's a 3-part movie, like first act, first act, second act, and the third act. So I personally found the first act to be very funny. When I was watching, I was like, oh my god. How about the second act? It is good, but I feel like second act dragged a lot. But if you ask me, I really like the third act for this movie. Is where this movie gets extremely interesting in my opinion. Overall, this is very interesting movie. I just feel like some places it dragged a lot, which will turn off some people when they watch this movie. Then again, this movie isn't for everyone, so I did see some people are not liking it. This kind of movie it will appeal to, because it's a romantic comedy movie. It will appeal to like a specific group of people. They will really enjoy this movie. I really have good time watching, honestly, especially the acting from both of these actors. They were absolutely amazing in this movie, especially this lead actress. She was so good, especially all the expression she has on her face. First of all, she's so beautiful. Then again, all the emotional scene, all the like uncomfortable scene, I feel like she has done excellent job in this movie. She's really good. So is this actor. You gotta give it to him. His part was weird. I would lie if I didn't thought some part of this movie was weird. It's definitely not what I was thinking in my head. This movie, some part I was like, definitely felt very weird. But that is how these movies are, I guess. But this is not what you think this movie. End of the day, this movie is like a sweet love story about these two co-workers who they signed this contract about doing this thing, and which like sometimes it can be very painful and sometimes it's weird. So that is why when you go to the last act for this movie, it was so interesting because you know what is happening with what is his name was Zhang Ziho, Zhang's character, you know, I just call him Zhang. His character, you know what happened to him with his ex-wife. I will say overall this movie I felt like it did drag a lot, especially we don't need it all this scene, like especially about this thing they are doing here. I felt like some of this scene could have cut off from this movie. It could have worked. Overall, I really liked this movie's acting. The acting was so good. I wouldn't say direction is always very clear. Because if you cut off this middle part, like some of this scene, if you take them off, wouldn't hurt this movie. This movie was like a little bit neat edited. I think it could have been really enjoyable watch for me, because I did feel this movie was a little too long. But I really like all the way this movie was, like the story was telling. I get it. Like he wanted to establish the story you were saying here, but we get that. Because the third act, because that's the first and second act, you think about this Zhang, he's like, what is wrong with him, you know? But we go to the third act, you see something happen to him that like he is like this, and how this movie ended. Yeah, it's a good romantic a comedy movie. I definitely had good time watching, especially first act was so funny. I was like, that's really funny. Anyway, that's my thought on this movie. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this movie, and if you enjoyed my this review, don't forget my other reviews on Netflix movie. I have reviewed many Korean movie and TV show there on my playlist, movies and TVs on review. That was my thought. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.